Hello, this is Top Prep Sports Interviews by Sunil. Tonight, I am happy to be speaking with Isabella Melley, sophomore at St. Thomas Aquinas High School in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and currently playing travel softball for the Tampa Mustangs Seymour team and also on the Peruvian national team. Once again, Isabella, thank you so much for speaking with me again this evening. It's great to be again, seeing you on video and just the fact that what you've been able to accomplish, on and off, again, the softball field.
Thank you for having me. I'm like really excited to have this opportunity.
Can you talk about me, again, you're staying active year round practically and, playing for these teams. It must carry an immense amount of pride, personally for you, putting that number 27 jersey on, participating in these showcases, these tournaments. I mean, that's got to be, again, it's got to be satisfying knowing how much your hard work is really paying off on the field, Isabella.
Yeah, it's just like whenever I'm out there and like, cause when I started, like it was just like fun and games and stuff like that. And
Hmm.
then like as you grow and progress and see like that people are actually noticing you have talent, and it's just like an amazing feeling when people like acknowledge that and like you perform and you do good for the people you love and like your teammates. It's just like the best feeling ever.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, talk about just the process, just in terms of joining the Tampa Mustang Seymour team and just your coaches, your teammates, this journey, said to be with this team and to have, of course, success playing with them, said your statistics definitely, reflect that, Isabella.
So I started playing with the Tampa Mustangs organization. I started with Coach Willie
Okay.
Pirouette, and then I played with them for a while. He coached me for the longest time. He was amazing. That team was amazing. And then I was older than them, so I moved up to Seymour, and they were just so like opening and amazing. They really care about you. They try to put your name out there. The girls are amazing. I love playing with them. They're like
Hmm.
are when they become your best friends, like sisters basically. Like they have the best interest for you, and it's just like it's amazing playing with them.
Yeah, that's great. That's wonderful to hear. And it said, again, playing for the Peruvian national team, participating in tournaments in Mexico, Ecuador, and I think in Colombia. Talk about that. I mean, that's gotta, I mean, again, I don't think there's any better, again, feeling just in terms of accolades, to be playing for a national team. What just talk about that experience as well.
So when I first went out there, it was just it's so different like to see the culture. Like it's
Hmm.
just like not even like the softball aspect of it, just like seeing how other people like live their lives. Like it really
Yeah.
opens your eyes like and see
Yeah.
like how like really blessed you are.
Hmm.
And like those girls, I mean, like with they don't have as much as we have and seeing how much they love the sport and work,
Yeah.
and I mean they're out there all day every day just like working their butts off. Like it was amazing seeing them. And I don't speak Spanish,
Yeah.
so they all
Okay.
speak Spanish, so it was a little like rough, but
Yeah.
they I got to learn from them. Like they got to learn like from me too because we're both trying to
Yeah.
communicate. It was just really cool seeing all the different like cultures, teams, like countries playing against each other. It like I loved it. It was
Yeah.
amazing. Like that
I think
experience.
that's the beauty of sports is that it's worldwide and that you have all these cultures as I said meshing together
Yeah.
and how kids can like identify and they can relate to one another in terms of life in general and just like be able to support each other. I think that's really again so essential, Isabella.
Yeah. And it was just like we would like talk, they would tell stories about their everyday lives and I tell mine. I was
Hmm.
like, "Oh my God, like you guys do that?" And like
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
just so different. Like you learn from like everyone.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think, again, they have that passion, that desire to
Yeah.
excel at a sport, and just like yourself as well. And I think, you can inspire each other in terms of, again, being able to move up the ladder in the sport. Hey, I again so impressed by, said your background, the fact that, you talked about the traveling aspect. You've been able to travel to various colleges, just to rattle off a couple of them: Appalachian State, Liberty University, Clemson University, North Carolina, and Georgia Tech. I mean, that's gonna be awesome. I mean, the fact that, you're just a sophomore in high school, but the fact that you're able to travel to these colleges, learn from coaches at that level. So that's great preparation in terms of, said you're, a couple of years away, but the fact that you're already getting, I said that firsthand, again, that knowledge and experience.
Mhm.
Yeah, if we could just talk about that. Sorry.
Oh, okay. So, whenever I go to colleges, like, I'm always a little nervous because, like, especially
Yeah.
when I haven't been there, but they're
Yeah.
all, like, so welcoming, and they're just like, their environment is so fun. Like,
Hmm.
they make it whereas, like, it's not like, "Oh my god, I have to do amazing because these coaches are watching me, like, I can't mess
Yeah.
up." But they really, like, inspire you, and, like, the girls on the team, they make it so comfortable to talk to. And
Hmm.
what's also really cool is when we go to, like, all these camps, it's a lot of the same girls. So you get to meet girls from different states because 'cause they're
Yeah.
going to the same camps as you, and then
Hmm.
you, like, become friends with them, and it's just, like, and also going to the different colleges, like, they're different, like, towns and the way, like, they do things, like, it's cool to,
Yeah.
like, learn and see how the different colleges are run and their, like, atmosphere and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think, just to again experience that, and that the fact that you're traveling around, again, to these different states, towns also, and you get to see the way people live, and it's I think that that's wonderful. I think, in life, that's what people should be doing, because, I have talked to a lot of, kids across the country, but I mean, my dream is to eventually visit these places. I mean, that would be the real bucket list item, because I think, you truly don't get the feel for it until you visit a particular state and a town. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's great to hear. And I know prior to St. Thomas Aquinas High School that you attended Durrell Academy Prep, played varsity softball as an eighth grader.
Mhm.
I mean, again, just that's magnificent. Team went 29-2 and won the Florida 6A state championship. I mean, I think that's just, I mean, being so young, but to be a part of a team, a championship team that, I mean, look at that record is just, outstanding. Talk about that. I mean, that's got, I mean, just, the fact that to win a championship at that, age, I mean, it's got to be super.
Yeah, that time in my life was one of the best, like, memories and, like, periods that I had. Like, the atmosphere was so fun. I was with my best friends playing. We stayed in hotel rooms together, and I was in 8th grade. I wasn't used to staying alone without my parents, and that was fun. Like, so we were responsible though. We didn't stay up late because we knew we had a
Yeah.
job and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So, but I mean, we worked really hard. We worked more than, like, I would say most schools. We were every day, Saturdays practicing, like,
Hmm.
4-hour practices sometimes.
Yeah.
But I mean, the upperclassmen for that team were, like, the best I've ever, like, experienced. They were so, like, it was like a family. Like, it wasn't like the seniority, they feel like above these girls. It was just like,
Hmm.
it was like a party every day at practice. Like, it was just fun, laughing, like, but we're still getting our job done. It was like, it
Yeah.
really, like, matured me,
Yeah.
like, playing with those girls. And states was the best feeling of all,
Yeah.
winning states. I mean, I remember, like, the last out at the our shortstop Annabella made, it was a pop fly, and we
Hmm.
just, like, threw our gloves, ran out, we're all crying, hugging each other.
Yeah.
It was just like, I'll never forget that feeling ever. Like, that was
Yeah,
amazing.
it's like the culmination of just again,
Yeah.
all those hours spent practicing, and then in terms of games itself, and to see the results again, end up in that fashion, that you win the championship. I think it really creates, I can see, a sense of independence, work structure, work ethic, the fact that you're developing these life skills at such an early age, I think can only bode well for you down the road, Isabella.
Yeah. And, like, just the feeling of us working so hard every day. And there was a lot of days where we didn't want to practice. We're like, oh, we have to
Hmm.
do this again. But
Yeah.
we like stuck through it. We always gave it our all. And just like that final feeling of like we finally all this work actually paid off. Like
Yeah.
we didn't come short. We like finished through to the end and we like got our job done. It was just I wish I could relive it. It was so
I think that repetition, getting those reps in, I think again, it just so again, it is so essential. It's so critical that and you develop that chemistry, that cohesiveness as a group. And
yeah,
I truly feel, I think in any sport, athletes will say, if you don't have that, you don't have those again, those skills, you're toast. Your
yeah.
team is sunk. You're not going to enjoy, so the fruits of labor and have a winning record and eventually want to win a championship.
Mhm.
Hey, you've been playing baseball. Well, you actually played baseball, since you were 6, and this is the really cool stuff. I love you provided this. Played baseball since you were 6, until 7th grade, and then you transitioned into softball, but maintained playing both sports. Talk about that. Playing, I said with the boys, knowing that you were able to hang with the best and then, play. I mean, it's not easy striking that balance, but the fact that you were able to get the best of both worlds in playing those sports.
So when I first tried out for the boys baseball team at my middle school at Nativity,
Hmm.
I was really nervous because I was like, oh, I'm the only girl. Like they're gonna think like this is weird. What is she doing out here? And
Yeah.
then they like, I could hang with them. So they're like, okay,
Yeah.
she's cool. Like she's not like delusional out here. So I mean, and then the coaches they really liked me since I was little because I like grew up with them,
Yeah.
and it's just like the boys are always like, "Oh, it's a girl, like, what is she doing out here?" So, like, playing against them, like, getting hits and, like, fielding, it was cool, like, it was a good feeling for me. I was like, "Yeah, I got you." Like,
Yeah.
'cause they were all like it was funny,
Yeah,
but
I think again, it's inspirational because you see more girls playing said baseball, and you even have the said the leagues now, whether it's summer or professional, and I
mhm,
think it's why not? I said if you can, you have again the skills, you have the desire to play the game. I think it can only help and aid in terms of the development of the game. It's great to hear that. The fact that you also play tennis as well, and I ask kids this, that you play multi sports, that it really helps you in terms of staying physically fit and in shape year round as well.
yeah. So, I played tennis when I was really young, and I loved tennis. It was like I would do the private lessons, like, as much as I could, and it
Mm-hmm.
really helped me with my hand-eye coordination and, like, my range because you have to run
Hmm.
back and forth.
Yeah.
But there was a point where I, I wanted to focus more on softball because I realized, like, I loved softball,
Hmm.
and I just wanted to focus on that, so I stopped playing tennis when I think I was about, like, 7 or 6. But honestly, if I could do it all over again, and, like, I'd still play tennis because I miss it sometimes, like,
Hmm.
just seeing that, but it was a
Yeah.
good experience for me, like, it really helped me, I think, with softball.
Yeah, that's terrific to hear. And I guess that sort of gives segue to training for a softball season. There's so much that goes into it, and strength and conditioning, nutrition, mental health. I mean, talk about that. I mean, I'm sure that like outside of like team practices and activities on an individual basis, you really have to ramp up that activity because of how long a season is, and especially when you're out on the road. So just talk about what you've been able to do, uh, again, individually, and just as again the results are just again spectacular. So what you've been
Thank
able to
you.
do, Isabella.
So, after school, I would go to Bommarito. I work out, weightlifting and, um, agility.
Hmm.
And then it's an hour each, and then from there, I would usually have, one of my 2 hitting coaches, Dan Rivetto and Tommy,
Okay.
um, I do that for, like, an hour, and then I just, like, get home, do my homework. It's like an everyday thing, like,
Yeah.
it's repetitive, you have to stick to it
Hmm.
because I mean, it gets like obviously I don't want to do it all the time. Just like I just want to go home
Yeah.
and like watch Netflix or something.
Yeah.
But like to be committed, like
Yeah.
you really have to like stick to it, even when it's like
Yeah.
when you don't want to do it. That's when you have to do it the most.
Yeah.
And then and also like when you see all these girls, because everyone posts everything on Twitter, like you see this girl, you're like, oh my God, she's working so hard. Like I can't slack off because like you
Yeah.
see your competition out there, and it's really tough.
Yeah,
So
no, I agree. I agree. I mean, it's just like, it is a grind. I mean, if
yeah.
I think that's the one thing I've taught to athletes, it's 24/7, 365. You really can't take a day off. I mean, obviously you want to be the best of the best and then move up to, college and try to go beyond that. You have to put in, the long hours and, it's tough, I said, because you have other commitments as well. People talk about nutrition, said, especially when you're young, to put the right things in your body, to eat well, get that rest, because especially rest and recovery, after a practice or a game as well, Isabella.
Um, my nutrition, I like eating vegetables and stuff, but I eat a
Mm,
lot of steak. I should probably eat more
okay.
chicken, but I don't.
Yeah.
But um, but I mean, my nutrition,
Yeah.
it's not. I'm not on like a strict like nutrition
Hmm.
diet. Like I don't really
Hmm.
do that. But like I
Yeah.
work out a lot. I drink a lot of water. So I think that kind of hopefully it balances out. I'm not sure,
Yeah.
but I hope it does.
Hey,
And
I said I don't think you're hurting on the field. I can see
yeah,
it with the numbers. So, hey,
um,
go ahead. Go ahead.
oh,
Yeah.
so and then my before every game, I have a pink drink because it's like my
Okay.
good luck thing from Starbucks. So
Okay.
I had to throw that in there because it's
Hey,
my good.
that's all right. I love those tidbits. Hey, I always ask athletes is that, it's physically you need to be prepared, but mentally as well. And it can, it's not easy. It's not athletics are not for everybody, especially if you want to be, with a travel softball team. So I'm wondering, like, before a game, even a practice, what you do to really like get yourself locked in and really focused in on the task at hand.
So obviously, not every day's the same. Some days you're feeling happier than others. Some days you're going like through it. And
Hmm.
basically, I actually learned this at an FSU camp with one of the speakers, like the
Hmm.
mind coaches. She
Yep.
said control like the controllables, and I feel like that's really
Yep.
stuck with me because there's a lot of things that'll like put me down, but I can't control them. So why am I worrying about them, you know?
Yeah.
So I just like whenever things get rough, like I'm thinking like, is this something I can control? Like if it's something that I can change or do better, then that's on me and I have to focus on myself and like get the mindset right. But if it's something where I like say I get injured or like some someone's having a bad day and taking it out on me, like I can't control that. I can just like stay positive and like push through it. Like I think everything happens for a reason. And if you just like keep working and stay positive, like you'll get through it in the end.
Yeah. No, think that's again a great attitude to have. When it comes to you're at the plate or in the field, I'm wondering, like, for you,
Mhm.
what's going through your mind? I'm always intrigued by this. What's transpiring, there, like, when you're facing the, opposing pitcher and I'm sure there's a lot that goes through your mind. So I'm wondering, like, what is it? What do those moments entail for you, Isabella?
Well, whenever I'm fielding, I'm just kind of like I have a lot of fun out there, but I
Hmm.
make sure like I'll be dancing on the field sometimes. Like I don't like I get a little like distracted sometimes, but
Yeah.
like I get focused before the pitch and everything, so I'm
Yeah.
okay. But I just like think to myself like, oh, every ball is like coming out to me. So I just like get myself ready for the play and like the reaction time and stuff like that.
Hmm.
And when I'm hitting, sometimes, so everyone gets intimidated sometimes. So whenever that happens, I kind of just like take a deep breath. I calm myself down. I'm just like, you work for this, you can do it. Like you have all the capability in the world to hit
Hmm.
anyone you go against. So I kind of just like calm myself down. I like take a deep breath, I refocus, and then I get in the box and just do what I've practiced.
Yeah. And those highlight videos are just absolutely tremendous. Like, the way you put in the work in the cages, and like, I said, working with the hitting instructors. And I'm sure again, just working day after day, that really helps you at the plate, especially Isabella.
Thank you.
No problem. Hey, I'm wondering, with the game of softball, you've been playing for so long. What are some of the intangibles for you that really stand out about the game? Like, that makes you want to come back year after year to play the sport, Isabella.
I love like to compete against people, and just honestly not even like this like sports aspect of it, just like your like the people you play with, like just the
Hmm.
atmosphere. Like it's
Yeah.
something where like I come out and I'm like, I want to go to practice today because I want to see my best friends. I want to like, I in my high school team, my one of my best friends, Vic, we have a competition who can like miss the least balls, and like we'll keep
Yeah.
track and stuff like that. Like it's just like it's a job, but it's like something you look forward to every day.
Yeah.
And just like just just seeing your outcome too, like how much you've worked, and seeing like how you attain all these things that you couldn't have imagined yourself doing. Like, I mean,
Hmm.
I would have never imagined myself on an interview. I would hear about girls
Yeah.
like doing
Yeah.
that stuff, and I'd be like, oh, I want to do that one day. And like,
Yeah.
I worked hard, and like this is what
Yeah.
it's gotten me to. So I think that's pretty like cool about this sport.
Hey, I'm wondering, the first time you stepped on a softball field, and if you recall, and then first game, like, or practice. So what did that feel like, inside, and just being able to have the opportunity, to play this game?
Of my life, like,
Just with softball, like the first time, like, you took the field, and maybe played in a game or it was a practice, but just what were those moments? I'm just wondering, just sure the adrenaline was, pumping, or just the exhilaration, but just talk about that.
so I mean, I
Or
was
if you can
kinda
remember.
little. Yeah, I was kinda little, so I don't really remember that, but
Okay.
I actually have a good story. So the
Okay,
very
go ahead.
first time I was little and I was in my first game,
Yeah.
I got a hit and I ran to the bases and I touched the base with my hand.
Oh,
I
wow.
I touched all the bases with my hand, and I, like, remember that because everyone would, like, make fun of me for that. But so that was a memory to keep.
Yeah, that's cute. I love that. Hey, I'm just wondering, when you put that jersey on, especially, whether it's that number 27 for Tampa, Mustang Seymour, or even the Peruvian national team. What is about wearing a jersey, what does that signify to you personally, Isabella?
Well, for the Peruvian softball team, wearing that jersey is like an honor because like it's
Hmm.
not just like a high school or like a travel, it's like a whole country. Like people like
Yeah.
you're representing like their country. So you're playing for something bigger than yourself. It's for
Hmm.
people out there watching you and like just like cheering you on. And it's
Yeah.
like I could never imagine myself like actually like being known of like playing for a country. That was just like amazing
Yeah.
for me. And for high school, it's just like representing the place you go to, the place where you work every single day. It's just like pride. Like you get to wear and like represent this school. And I think that's pretty cool. Like that you can say that this is my school, I'm representing them and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, that's beautiful. Well said. As you know, it's just not being an athlete; it's being a student athlete. You definitely been able to flourish in the classroom. Yeah, I mean, just unbelievable. It said numbers: 3.8 GPA. Favorite course is biology. I mean, you have that time management organization pat down. I mean, that again, not everyone can balance it out. It's with all the demands, all the rigors you have of, softball, the fact that you've been able to utilize that time effectively. Just talk about, I mean, that's crunch. I mean, that's crucial, in terms of having that success and being that overall person in high school. Just talk about again, how again the fulfilling that is, Isabella.
Yeah, so my days are pretty busy. So at school, I always try to get my homework and my all my work done at school. And I struggle with math a lot. I'm not that is not my strong point at all.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
I take tutoring, and I'm really like adamant on getting my lessons in. And
Okay.
my grade last year wasn't the best in math, but
Hmm.
this year, like, I've gotten 90s on like all my tests. Like, it's really cool to see like I've studied for all this, and like now I'm really like understanding it. And I
Hmm.
feel like you just have to put the time and effort into whatever you're gonna do, and it
Yeah.
pays off. Like, you see it too, like the outcome of everything.
Yeah.
And I love biology. I love learning about just like the organisms, the way the body works,
Hmm.
like just the study of life. I think it's so cool. Like, to like in class we're learning about like viruses and bacteria and all that stuff. And
Hmm.
I think that would be really cool to do something one day with that.
Yeah. No, that's
Yeah, that
it.
really
Yeah.
interests me.
Yeah, and that's fabulous to hear. And I mean, to be near a 4.0, I mean, I don't think you can, answer anyone. I think, just the fact that, you put in again that time, said, I'm sure late hours, but the fact that, uh, again, it's, you could see, what the results are panning out to be, and that's great to. So I have to ask you, in your free time, what does Isabella do in terms of her hobbies? Does she, just what do you to kick back and relax? And I'm sure there's something out there that you said you're able to find. I know you mentioned Netflix before, so anything else, Isabella?
Well, I like to hang out with my friends.
Yeah.
I like to go shopping. Me and my sister go shopping with my mom.
Okay.
That's fun. I can't always
Yeah.
buy everything, but I like to look. And then I go to the beach a lot, and whenever
Hmm.
I can, my best friend, she lives like kind of far away from me, so we'll meet up on
Okay.
the weekends and like have sleepovers whenever we're free. It's not very often,
Hmm.
but
Yeah.
Um I like to hang out with my dog a lot. I go in the pool with him sometimes because he really likes the
Hmm.
water and stuff like that. But yeah,
Nice.
I just like normal things, not anything
Yeah.
special.
That's great. Hey, I said, I think it provides that serenity, that calmness, that the fact that you
Yeah.
can clear your head and sort of step away from all those pressures, as I said, and be able to focus on something else. Hey, before I get to the support from your family, and the family structure is so again vital. St. Thomas Aquinas High School. Just talk about the I guess student body, administration, athletics there. Just the support you've received from them, here in your sophomore year.
The teachers there, they look out for you. If you're struggling, they have so many programs for like tutors or like
Hmm.
extra hours. They'll stay with you. They'll like figure out if you don't understand something. They'll really like help you grasp the concept of it. And
Yeah.
like the administration there, the deans, I love the deans. They love the athletes, so it's like, if I'm a
Yeah.
little late to a class, I'll let it slide. But they're really cool with that.
Yeah.
I'm not very close with like the principal and stuff, but
Hmm.
they're obviously they've done a great job with the school, so they're like amazing people, and they
Yeah.
dedicate their whole lives to St. Thomas.
Hmm.
And I love my coaches on my softball team. They look out for the best for me, and they try to get me to where I want, like my goal. They
Yeah.
really look out for it. They love their players.
Yeah. I'm glad you brought up I said the softball team. I think that's important. They definitely should get that shout out. That's great to hear. That's what I was gonna maybe that's just a quick question to ask you in terms of course playing high school and then you have the travel team
Yeah.
to get again the best of both worlds. Like, it's almost like you have it's a triple, that you have even the again with the Peruvian national team. I mean
Yeah.
that's gotta be really amazing the fact that on all three levels you can really again improve on your fundamentals and skills here.
Yeah, well, high school ball, I really use it as like a place to like get loose, really have fun. You get as
Hmm.
many reps as you can in, and
Yeah.
you're like still with your best. It's really fun. Like, it just playing
Yeah.
softball in general and any team is just like amazing and like
Yeah.
fun. But school, I mean, it's really cool because before practice we can drive around and go get food, and
Yeah.
like it's really, I love driving after practice. It's so fun. But
Yeah.
um the practices, the coaches, they're like it's like a second family, like, I'm with them
Hmm.
every day, and they teach me stuff, they learn stuff from me. Like we all like learn from each other, and it's just like I love them as like my second family, you know? Like you just get super
Yeah.
close to them, and like they try to lift you up as much as they can, create as much opportunity for you. So
Yeah.
it's really
I just wholeheartedly agree with that, because I think, it's more than just being teammates. It's more than
yeah,
having a coach, because you're with, those people, the majority of the time.
yeah,
And those relationships carry way beyond the field, beyond high school, in life. And I think that's, you look back and then, like, say those are the people that were really there for me, said through thick and thin. So that's great to hear. Hey, your family, I mean, wonderful family you come from. Your dad is a police officer, your mom is an attorney, you have a younger sister who's 13, two pets, yellow lab named Butter, and I saw your tuxedo cat Kitty in the background on the
yeah.
bed
She was
before.
sitting on the
So that's great to hear. Just talk about how much they've, again, through this academic and athletic journey, especially in softball, what they've meant to you personally here, Isabella.
I definitely couldn't do any of this without my family, especially like my dad. He's my best friend, you know. I
Mhm.
for most of the part I travel with him everywhere,
Okay.
and it's like I feel like we have not like a normal father-daughter relationship. It's like I can tell him anything, and he'll like give me good advice even when I know I'm wrong. Like I like to tell him, and he'll like correct me and stuff like that, and like
Hmm.
tell me what I should have done. And he just really like gives me good life situation. Like we really talk about life together, and like I think I am the way I am today because of him. Like he really, because I obviously like I love my mom when I'm with her, but
Hmm.
I'm a daughter, like my dad's like girl, you know, like I'm closer
Yeah.
with him. But
Yeah.
yeah, so my sister, she's like, oh, she's also my best friend. You know, I hang out with her all the time because we're not far in age. So you know,
Hmm.
we sometimes her friends, like I'll go hang out with her friends too because they're fun. You know, and she hangs out with my friends. Like we
Yeah.
all hang out together. So like I know everything about her, and like I tell her all my secrets. She tells me all her
Yeah.
secrets. So
No,
yeah.
that's it. Yeah, that's I really, it's nice to hear.
Mhm.
That's awesome. Before we came on the air, I said it was so apropos. I think it's again, could have asked for a better day to, be able to speak with you. It's, National Girls and Women in Sports Day. I'm
Mhm.
wondering, just when you hear about that, and then you see the athletes posting about it, and how impactful it is, how meaningful, this day is, for young girls, for women, said that are involved in athletics. So I'm wondering, like, just we've come a long way, still have a long ways to go, but I think through social media and just now you have more exposure in terms of TV, as I said. What does this day represent? What is it, what does it signify to you, Isabella?
Well, I know obviously I haven't lived it like firsthand. I'm in
Hmm.
this generation, but whenever
Yeah.
I go away to the colleges and like the women coach especially, they express how we didn't have this opportunity and the
Yeah.
people that sacrifice everything for you to be able oh, there's my dog.
Everybody's joining in the party.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so they didn't have all the like technology,
Yeah.
resources, everything that we have today.
Yeah.
And it's just a blessing and amazing to see how like the sports evolved and how women have like been able to not from not being able to go try out for sports to be having their own like foundations and like
Hmm.
you know there's a whole channel on like women's sports and like before
Yeah.
they never had that opportunity and I think that's really amazing that I can you know I'm like an outcome of everything they sacrificed and did like we're
Yeah.
and I hope to like carry that on
Yeah.
for next generations.
Yeah, it's terrific. It's great to hear. Yeah, they've definitely been the standard bearers, and the mentors. They have led this movement. And it's great with social media because you make these connections. You're able to network with other athletes. Get to meet, as you said, meet athletes from all other the the other 50 states. I mean, it's really cool. In this day, that the fact you can hop on a computer, on a phone, and instantly be able to connect. And I'm sure bounce ideas, I said, off and share stories. And like, I think, it's just, yeah, it's just unbelievable the power, again, social media has. And I have to ask you, you definitely be able to utilize those highlight videos, post them. Uh, Again, because I think it's important, post it because, you can pick up quite a bit from there. And just in terms of what the positives, the negatives, what you have to improve on as well, Isabella.
Well, for Twitter especially, I go on that platform and I see all these girls doing like amazing things. And when you're
Yeah.
watching those videos, you're like, she does this really good. Maybe I can implement this into what I
Yeah.
do. Or if
Yeah.
they see mine and they like friend me and then like I see them at a camp or something, it just really connects everyone together. And I feel like
Hmm.
especially for the softball community, it's very like uplifting and everyone's trying to promote each other,
Yeah.
and it's not, I feel like it's not really negative. Like it's not people trying to be like, "Oh, I
Yeah.
don't like this girl because she's so good." Like I feel like it's like a learning opportunity
Yeah.
for each other. And I
I
think
agree. Again, just terrific points you made because I think hit it right there on the head in terms of promoting, I said other athletes and, I said some may not be, at that elite level, but they're working their way, I
yeah.
said they're putting, I said that time in. I mean, tireless hours, said in, at the gym or outside their house. And the fact that like, again, other athletes, as said, such as yourself, or helping in that in movement is just again it's just wonderful to see. Hey, before you get the final word here, Isabella, I'm wondering, I think again, being so mature and just the fact that you carry yourself so well and you're confident, what your message and your advice would be for the younger kids out there, athletes, and especially I think the girls out there. What you know we live in a competitive, as said, nature. There's no doubt about it. I mean, you can't spin it any other way. Just in terms of trying to play sports, softball, me per se, and they're eventually try to be, said like said one day.
I would say first of all, never let fear hold you back, because there are many things that I've wanted to do, but I just like didn't allow myself to do that because I was scared of what other people were going to think or if I was going to fail. And I like realize now that failing is a part of life and you're going to fail and you can only learn and get better from those experiences. And also don't like don't ever like shortcome yourself because of other people. Like there's gonna when successful people, they often have people that are trying to bring them down, and I would say just like push through it. And if you stick to yourself, stick to what you believe in and work hard, you're gonna be okay. You're gonna end up exactly where you want to be. And just never don't let the negativity overtake you because it's really easy sometimes, especially the way like the world is today. And I would say just always stay positive and believe in yourself because at the end of the day, your mind is really powerful and you can control like how you act towards other people, your mentality, your positivity, and also like just inspire others to be
Yeah,
good, just good-hearted people.
sound advice. I think really that's I think a lot of kids will hopefully draw said inspiration from that. Okay, Isabella, you get the final word and message here for family, friends, teammates, and coaches. St. Thomas Aquinas High School, Tampa Mustang Seymour, and the Peruvian national team. The floor is yours, Isabella.
Thank you so much for having me. I This is amazing and I'm grateful for everyone that's let me get to this opportunity and point in my life, and I continue to work hard and make everyone proud. So thank you.
Well said. Incredible honor and privilege being able to interview you. Congrats on your success. There's so much more to come. Said here and down the road, and wishing you all the best. And yeah, hope to see you. Said again. Said more highlights of you. Said in the short time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.